Welcome back to the channel, guys. So, look, I love me some sherry cask whiskey when it comes to scotch. Sherry's got that flavor that's just, you can pick it out in a bourbon. Definitely can pick it out in a sherried scotch. A rye. I have rye whiskeys finished in sherry. It just comes off, you could tell what it is. That sulfury kind of note. But there's plenty of sherry bombs out there when it comes to scotch whiskey. But the one that's on the top of the heap, on the very top of the sherry bomb whiskeys that I think of is Glendronach. That's what we got today, guys. We're going to take a look at Glendronach 12 year. Check it out. Glendronach 12 year. So, sherry bomb of whiskey, right? Glendronach 12, James Allardyce was actually the founder of Glendronach Distillery. It tells you a little bit about a bottle. This distillery was founded in 1826. Highland single malt scotch. All of their whiskey is aged in ex-sherry cask. So no bourbon cask, all ex-sherry from Andalusia, Spain. Pedro Ximénez PX sherry and Oloroso sherry. So really sweet sherry notes. Let's see what they got in the back. They have a few little tasting notes. 43%. So you're looking at 86 proof. Product of Scotland. They don't tell you a whole lot. So at one time on the bottle, this was a unchill filtered natural color whiskey. It said it on here. This was back when Billy Walker had the reigns at this place. Like, head distiller, did his thing at Benriach, Glenglassaw, I want to say, and then Glendronach. He was pretty much the guy there, right? Well, since then, I think back in 2016, American company, big whiskey conglomerate, Brown-Forman, ended up buying all three. So since then, they took off natural color and non-chill filter off the bottle. So I don't think they do it anymore. And this is a newer bottle, actually. I just finished a while back. I say just finished. My last bottle of Glendronach was the original non-chill filtered from that Billy Walker would have been in charge of. But this is actually one of the newer ones. Since Brown-Forman bought them. But let's take a look at the color, guys. Even though it's not natural color, I mean, it kind of looks, if you compare it to an old one. I had the old one and I had this one compared to it, which that'd have been a good idea if I had an old bottle. But, this is what we got. But nice little color, but like I said, it's not a natural color anymore. So on the nose, though. Stewed fruits, all those good sherry notes. Stewed fruits, almond, almost like almond extract, angel food cake, raisins. I'll say stewed fruits, almost like stewed plums, just berries. There's a cream kind of note to it. Which is why I think with the cream note, I think I get that almond, like almond extract to it. Notes just come out and greet you. There's no chasing notes on this one. So some of them scotches you get into, some of the notes on it, even on the nose, on the flavor, usually more on the nose. Whenever you kind of getting a whiff of it, it's like you're out there chasing the notes. You're trying to figure out what it is. It might be really delicate nose where you're not getting a whole lot. The flavors aren't just coming out and greeting you in the glass. But this one is strong, deep, rich sherry notes, berries and cream almost. Really comes out there. Let's get into the taste, guys. Cheers. On the flavor, same notes come out and greet you. So very sweet, sweet berries and cream notes, almost like strawberries. Raisins, stewed plums. That almond note that you get in the nose, it's in there in the flavor. Almond extract, almost like a almond angel food cake, like something not heavy on the bacon, like a cake, but like almost like angel food cake, like a lighter cake. But that almond notes there with all the stewed fruit notes. Let's get another flavor, guys. So, with all those notes about mid palate, there's like a nuttiness to it, but that nuttiness is like probably like the oak. It's like a nutty flavor, but I think that's the European oak coming off with that like a light spice, but it comes off like a nutty flavor by mid palate. Finish is not bad though. For a 12-year Scotch, I mean, the finish is a pretty long-lasting finish. Creamy, kind of goes in. It stays sweet throughout, but then, like I said, with that nuttiness coming mid-palate, you get more oak and spice. Comes off a little nutty, and then it finishes sweeter. It finishes sweet. A lot of, like, sulfur. Not heavy on the sulfur on this one, but, like, slightly sulfur berry notes towards the end. Spices are good, not your typical like bourbon spices, but it's just a slight little astringency, like I said about mid palate that finishes on with the finish, but it's like maybe a little cinnamon that you would get from bourbons, but not like all like bacon spice. You're not getting like heavy allspice notes and cardamom and all that stuff. It's just light little spices, maybe like a ginger. Cinnamon ginger about mid palate that goes into the finish. Man, that's a good whiskey. With this, I always have this on the shelf. So Glendronach, this is like one of my go-tos. When I want a sherried whiskey, in my mind, this is probably the most sherried whiskey there is. Like I've had the two that come to mind when I think of sherry whiskeys are Glenfarclas and Glendronach. Abelauer is another heavy sherry whiskey. There's a few of them out there, but this one is the Glendronach is the sherry bomb. When I think of a whiskey that's sherry, it's good stuff. Couyons rating on it. Like I said, I love it. I always keep one on the shelf. I did a review, written down notes a while back. I have this book where I write down the written notes on it. Sometimes I use those notes when I'm tasting it, but most of the time I just wing it. Whatever I'm tasting at the time, that's what I get. But I looked up some of the notes on it, and this was one of the older Glendronachs I had. I gave it an 8.25 when I did that review, just writing down notes. And honestly, like it probably holds its own. And this is one of the newer bottles. This is not the old bottle. The old Billy Walker bottles. That's the one I did the written one on, but this one's great. And I would probably say, 8.25 on this, every bit of it. Some days I've had it when I had an ex-bourbon taste, or like if you taste the whiskey, or depending on what you eat before, it'll change the flavor. Sometimes it throws the flavor off on like heavy sherry whiskeys where it doesn't taste like it normally do. But if you do it on a fresh palate, 8.25, I think, or 8, depending, but 8.25, I'll give it that. Great whiskey. Thanks for watching, guys. That's what I got right now on Glendronach 12. I really want to get a bottle of Glendronach 18. I think that's in the works. That might be one of the whiskeys that everybody puts on their wish list. That one's on mine. Glendronach 18 year. I don't know how much richer those flavors can get, though, but I mean, that's pretty good for a 86 proof whiskey. I mean, it carries a whole lot of flavor for not carrying a whole lot of alcohol. You know what I mean? But it's good stuff. Thanks for watching, guys. Like and subscribe if you haven't, and we'll see you guys in the next video.